All right, here we go. Number 2. We'll start back in the back with Hanson today. All right, now remember, everybody has 2 on their paper. I'm not asking you to write the original problem. I'm saying get your eyes up, write the answer, and Mr. Ricks is going to tell me the answer for number 2. Shh.
This reduce to.
You're asking me a question. You're telling me the answer.
This will reduce to a to the third, b to the second, and c to the ninth.
Any questions? Any questions? I don't even see a pencil in your hand. It wasn't in your hand. All right, let's go. Stay with me. Number 4. Caroline, you are up. Brandeis, we're going in order. C to the third, F to the third. Now again, if you're having issues, now's the time you speak up. Any questions? Miss Bain, you okay with that? All right. Number 6. Miss Danzy.
Would it just be R to the 4th?
R to the 4th. That's simple. R to the 4th. That's what I'm saying. You should be able to beat the person. All right? You're good so far. Everything is easy. All right. Number 8. Miss Rodriguez, tell me. Q to the, and then W to the. Anybody have any issues with that? Do I have to write N to the first? No, you can write N. It's never wrong. Okay, it's kind of good to write to the first just to make sure you did the operation correctly. What? I really don't care about the page. And listen to me. And I can tell you what the page is because it was the same as what last night was. Page 402. But I'm doing them right up on the board. All right? Keep your eyes focused on the board. All right? If you want to move ahead, I'm perfectly fine with that. But the problem is I want to make sure you're correct. You should be checking every single answer and making sure you're correct. All right? You can ignore all that. All right? Now I'm on question number 10. All right, Will, you're up, buddy. There you go, man. So tell me the answer. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now's the time. If you're not sure about negative exponents, speak up. Right. Whenever you pick something up and move it, the exponent changes to a positive. It's in the numerator, goes to the denominator. It's in the denominator, moves to the numerator. Good job. All right, Connor. All right. Wait a minute. I'm doing number 12, right? Yeah. I want you to look up on the board. You have, before you make a statement, I want you to look and see what you notice is weird about this problem.
Oh, it's 1.
So everything is 1. It equals 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. There's several of these in here, okay? So don't try to do anything fancy. You observe first. Tell me. No. No. Anything to the 0 power is 1. All right? Anything to the 0 power is 1.
Isn't it the power way to do research?
Yes. Right. So the exponent, I think what you're trying to tell me is the exponent has absolutely nothing to do with this power. It affects whether it's positive or negative, right? It doesn't affect, all right? So anything, all of these right here, all of these are being raised to the what? 0 power. So whatever is being raised to the 0 power is a 1.
If it wasn't a 0 and it was like a 1 or like a 2 or something, when it's.
We got all those coming up, I promise you. It's all coming up. You're exactly right. All right. Cole, you're up on number 14. Which is what? Good. Good. And then? Couldn't have said it better myself, man. That was very good. All right, you just explained all the rules to you. Fine, you still with me on this? Come on, man. No daydreaming. Every time you daydream, I'm going to say it. Yeah, I know. We'll be talking to you all period. I know. You're welcome. All right, Ellis, you're on 16. All right, now I'm gonna let you do the next one because I want to show everybody something. Here's how I want you to do this from now on, guys. Because we've been doing it now for 3 or 4 days. All right, this is how your brain should be thinking. All right, I'm trying to show you now how you can do. I'm expecting you to do all this in your head, actually. All right, but you got to pay attention so I can show you how to do it in your head. All right, the first thing we always do is we look at the numbers and we just treat it like a normal fraction, right? So negative 8/12 would reduce to negative 2/3. Anybody have an issue with that? Everybody good? All right. Now, I'm looking at x squared and x to the 4th. So that goes to x squared on the bottom. All right. Now, here's where you're going to save yourself some time. Yesterday, I made you move things and rewrite it. It's not necessary. All right, if you're going to say y to the negative 7, I have to move that where? Up. How many are up there already?
8.
So if I add another 7, it's y to the 15th. Now look, if you're having trouble seeing that, raise your hand and I can say it one more time. Anybody have any questions? I'm taking the negative 7 and putting it up top as y to the 7th. You see that now? And how many are up there right now? 8. And so 8, and if I add another 7, that gives me a total of 15. Yes, ma'am. This negative 2, you mean? I just reduced the fraction today. That's all. All right, just reduce the fraction. All right. And then I have z, come on now, just listen. I have z to the negative 5. I have to throw that down here, right? So it's z to the 5th on the bottom, but there's already what? 7 down there, so altogether that makes z to the 12th. All right? That's what I want from you guys. All right? Doing it the other way just takes too much time. All right. Now, I'm saying you have to understand the rules, though, very well to do that. Connor, does that make sense? Anybody having any issues? Any issues on that? All right. Now, Ellis, you're up again. Let me find 18 now. I'm in 20, actually. You're on 20. 18 was a word problem. Tell me about 20. And what happens to the R's? That's exactly right. That's the answer. Any issues with that? You could put over 1, but it's not necessary. You can put r to the 0, but r to the 0 is still what? Still 1. Does that make sense? That's another reason how they figured out anything to the 0 power is 1. Things cancel. All right, it's not a 0, though. It cancels to a 1. All right, Miss Bain. Yeah, wow. 22. C squared. Everybody good with that? Any questions? All right. Abby, 24. Well, that one's too easy. It's just what? Just 1. All right. You're up on 26. All right. Tell me the answer for 26. We're not allowed to have negative exponents.
Oh, yeah. So that would be on the top, it would be y to the 9 to the second, and on the bottom, it would be x to the 5th.
Come on, guys. That is easy. Easy. Any questions? Good.
What if I put z to the
No, we just put in alphabetical order. Generally, it's written in alphabetical. It's not wrong. We just write in alphabetical order. All right? All right, Madeline. Tell me about 28, please. Exactly. Everybody take a quick look at that. Make sure you're good. Very easy. Everybody happy with that? All right. Here we go, Sebastian. Can you tell me what 3 to the 4th is? I know, let him think. Remember what I showed you. 3 times 3. 3 times 3. Yes, 81. And then m to the what power? Yep. Now, do you know what 4 to the 4th is? No. (16) squared is 256. Yes, p to the 32nd. Is everybody okay with that? Everybody good? All right, not bad at all. All right, now, Julian, tell me about 32, buddy. Good. Yes, very nice, guys. Very good. P to the 10th, R to the 1st. Remember, just try to write the answer before he says the answer, then you know if you understand it. Any issues so far? All right, Lander. Help me out. 34, buddy. Can't reduce it, right? Don't be sorry. Yes, sir. F cancels also. So that's your answer. Everybody good with that? Right, because d to the 5th and d to the 5th cancel. And anything to the 0 power is 1, so that cancels also. I'm listening. How many C's up top? How many on the bottom? Right? Now, again, I showed somebody this again last period. They kind of thought it was kind of helpful. But let's say, look up, please. Let's say we get stuck for some crazy reason. I just go mind numb, taking a test, and someone says, what's C squared over C? We just go C times C over C. They cancel. Everybody see that? If you ever have any doubt, you just write them all out, then cross them out, see how many are left. There's more in the numerator that go in the numerator, more in the denominator that go in the denominator. If you have negative exponents, you just got to move them. That's it. Exactly right. Thank you. Wow. 36. Go ahead. Reduce the fractions for me.
12.
Wait a minute. Reduce the fraction for me first. Reduce that.
Wait, 4/5.
Perfect. All right, now tell me about the m's.
And then the m's go to 7 on the bottom.
7 on the bottom. Thank you. Hold up.
Yes.
Thank you for that. P to the 11th on the top. Come on now. We're getting down to the harder problems. All right. Everybody okay with that? Everybody good? You still with me, Connor? So far, so good. Easy.
Would
Yes.
it be negative because
Hold on. There's where that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So remember, you can put the negative on the top, put the negative on the bottom, you put the negative out in front, but there's only one negative. Agreed?
Yeah.
So here's something else. Let me show you this to help you. If I say negative 1 divided by 2, or I say 1 divided by negative 2, or I say negative 1/2, what's the difference? 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. Negative 0.5.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying, right? So it doesn't matter where the negative is, on the top or the bottom. It makes no difference. Everybody good? All right, so Hanson, let's see if you've been paying attention. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Vaughn, I forgot her.
Okay.
Well,
so
I tried
you
to
could
skip her, but she wouldn't let
divide
me.
it. You could divide it by 7. So that
Hey,
would
hold up a second, guys. I'm still working. So reduce my fraction, please.
You could divide it by 7, so that would be 2 over 3.
All right.
And then it would be 3k, 3 on the bottom.
Good.
And you would have to bring F3 down. So
Good.
it would be F3 third. And then you would have to, and then it would still be G to the 2nd on the top, and then you would have to bring the H to the 7th down.
Look how simple, guys. Simple, simple, simple. Thank you. Everybody good? Everybody happy? All right. Now, Mr. Ricks, thank you. 40. All right, now, again, you have an option here, Mr. Ricks. Do you want to simplify inside, or do you want to do the power first?
Simplify inside first.
All right, so when we simplify inside first.
So that'd be
Now, listen to me. We're going to try to do this, all right, in one step. Eyes up, and listen to what he's telling you.
okay, so on the bottom would be a to the 6th.
No, you're already messing me up. Already messing me up. A to the negative 4 goes where?
To the top.
And-
Oh, and
It's okay, come on. So work it through. Then this goes
A to the
where?
4th on the top, a to the 2nd on the bottom.
Hey, I'm working.
B to the negative 4
No.
goes up.
Now what I want your brain to do is I want your brain to tell me what happens to if a to the 4th is on top and a squared is on the bottom, it simplifies to what?
B squared.
Where at, on the top or bottom?
Oh, on the bottom. Or on top.
On top. Come on, relax. Relax. A to the 2nd on top. All right, now I want you to say that again to make sure I got you.
So a to the negative 4th, a to the 2nd, negative 2nd switch, and 4 minus 2 is a to the 2nd.
Yes, perfect. That's what I want to hear. So I have a squared on the top. All right, what's the matter with
I
that?
have a quick question. Does it matter if you combine them and then square them, or do you square them separately? So like B4 and B4, would you put together and then square them?
That's what we're doing. That's what we were doing. You were out and came in, right? In the middle of a problem. All right, that's a problem. Go. Now what am I doing with the B's?
B to the negative 4th, go to the top, so B to the 8th.
Yes, now I'm happy. B to the 8th. Good.
And then you do C to the 2nd.
Exactly. Very good. So C squared on the top. And anything on the bottom? Shh. No. So do I really even need the fraction bar?
No.
No, I don't. All right, now listen to me. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying you have to do it that way. I'm saying that's a way to do it. All right, I think we're in here, I think we're capable of saying that's a to the fourth over a squared, which leaves me a squared. This b to the negative 4, I move it up. There's already 4 up there, so that gives me what? 8. And then I reduce. 5 minus 3, 2. All right, now simplify that.
That would be a to the fourth, b to the 16th, and c to the fourth.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What?
Would it be wrong if we kept, like, so if you put a to the
Negative 4.
fourth on top and then a to the second on
No,
top?
that's good.
That's not
That no. Because look what happens. You did it right. A to the fourth over a squared. And then what does that reduce to?
a to the second.
Which is what we have.
But if you didn't,
No, I'm saying, listen, you were out. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to train your brain now so you can just mentally do that. That's the process of getting a squared, right? You flip it and then subtract it. You
I
with
just
me?
don't get if you're like if it's is that like a division? So,
Yes,
so if it's so, we should divide that by what's subtract.
because that's the rule. You see what I'm saying, right? And listen, I understand what you're saying. I mean it. Just do the next problem. And keep your mouth quiet so I can talk and help somebody. Now, here's what I'm trying to tell you. Here's how they figured it out. I'm not joking. Here's how they figured it out. A to the fourth. Well, I'm just going to say a to the fifth. The reason why I don't like 4 over 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So it's confusing. So if I did a to the fifth over a cubed, that's a times a times a times a over a times a. You with me?
Yeah.
That's how they figured out the rule. It doesn't make sense to me to subtract. Why are you telling me to divide and then you tell me to subtract? That doesn't make any sense. That's what the average kid would say. And that's what you're supposed to say when you first learn it. You're telling me to divide and then you give me a rule to subtract. What kind of sense does that make? I argue with my math teacher all the time. Trust me. I know exactly what you're saying. All right, I thought my math teacher was kind of dumb, actually, when he said we're dividing and then subtract. Right? That's dumb. It's not dumb if you learn the rule, though, and exactly why that is. Right? I'm showing you they cross out. That's why the answer is a squared, which just so happens to see, observing 5 minus 3 is 2. All right? All right, I'm glad you're in the game. 42 now. I'm at Caroline. So what do I got? Now wait a minute, kiddo. You just told me, let's go back to G. G to the 0 does what? That just cancels. And then you said I have G to the negative 5. There you go. Thank you. I didn't know you said that. G to the 5th on the top. All right. Now what happens to H to the 0? Cancels out. So now I'm left with what? H to the 7th. Now I have J to the negative 2 over J to the negative 2. What does that do? Shh. They cancel because, again, if you wanted to, you could just put J squared over J squared, or you can remember what I said, anything over itself is 1, so that cancels. Come on, guys. Is everybody happy with 42? G to the 5th, H to the 7th. And again, it's not necessary to have that, so we can cross that out. All right. Miss Danzy, you're up. 46.
All it would be. Oh yeah. It would be 3. 1 over 3.
There you go. Good. Way to collect your thoughts.
And
1/3.
R3 on top.
Beautiful. That's exactly correct. Anybody have any issues? Come on. Still with me? Any issues with 46? All right. Will, tell me about 48, buddy.
So,
No, wait a minute. That's not in parentheses.
oh, I just put.
Right? So listen, you got kind of the first one that's a little bit harder, okay? So do I have to do anything right now to the numerator? Because I see something in the denominator has a power, so I have to do my powers first. Do I agree? All right, so Will, the numerator stays the same, so we're just going to write 3WY to the negative 2. On the bottom, it would be what now? Yep. Yes, it would be. Good job. W to the negative 3, and then it would be Y to the third. Beautiful. All right. Now, here is where you have to be careful. All right. And here's where I want you to be able to combine a few things in your head. All right. Does anything happen to the 3? Does anything happen to the 3? Look at, there's a 1, 3 up there. Does that change? No. So 3. All right. Now I want you to try to help me with the W's. Yes, W to the 4th. Wow, feels good, man. I'm telling you, keep telling you, sit down, be quiet every day. Come in and learn something. You could be brilliant. All right, no questions. All right, everybody good with that? I don't think that's that hard. All right, here we go. This will determine how good I am right here. Connor, my reputation is on the line. All right? I'm in a lot of trouble, I feel here.
Simplify the 12 and the 6.
And what is that?
It's negative 2. And
So far, hold it. Go slower for me because I'm slow.
Okay.
All right. Negative 2. We're going to put that down first. Now what? Shh. Come on, serious note now. Over 1. I'm good with that. Now what? Shh.
Okay. So it's C to the third minus C to the fifth,
So,
and that's C to the negative second. And so because it's negative, you have to flip it, and now it's C to the second on the bottom.
very good. C squared on the bottom. I like that. Now listen to me. I'm not arguing with you, but I want you to tell me. I want you to pretend like this. 5 here, 3 up here. So instead of doing subtracting and moving, just say, hey, I'm crossing 3 out from the top, 3 out from the bottom, 2 left from the bottom. All right? That's how you should be thinking about it. All right? But your way also was good. All right? So now I'm moving on to the D's. All right? So what happens to D to the 0? What I first asked the question, what happens to D to the 0?
Well, it's like subtracted by negative 3, so then that's D to the negative third. Oh, wait, it's 1.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, my bad.
Less talking is better.
Okay.
All right, now what?
So you have to, don't you have to put D to the third negative
Yes, so it becomes?
D to the third.
Wow. D.
On the top, my bad. You have to flip it.
Well, I would prefer that you not say flip, but move. It's where at? It's on the bottom, because there's a negative exponent. Move it to the top. All right? Now, tell me about the F's. Come on.
To the second on top. Or F to the negative 6, and then you have to move it to the bottom, so it's F to 6.
Yeah, but now listen to me. Again, what you're saying is actually factually correct. But here's how I want you to think it much easier. This was negative. So instead of moving this up to the top, just move this down to the bottom. So that gives me how many on the bottom? 6. Because negative 2 on the top, drop down to the bottom, so that combined to be 6. You hear me, right? All right, that's good. All right. Now again, all right. I think the bell's getting ready to ring, right? How much time do we have? We get out at 52?
No. Can you do?
No, I know. What time do we get out?
10 a week.
Oh, are you sure?
It's Thursday.
I don't think B's correct.
James always
It's
is
third
correct.
period, so we got 10:08.
All right, wow, this is great news. All right, we can finish our homework.
Let's go
All
then.
right, Cole, here we go. Shh. Okay, now, Cole. Now, this one, 52 is super important now. All right, I want everybody eyes up on 52. This is the hard one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down just to give myself more room, even though Cole, get ready to explain it, okay? Shh, just let me put it down here on the bottom. And again, this is the one that's important because it's harder. All right, so now, what do I have to do first? Now, no. All right, I have exponents that have to go first.
Oh, so you have to. Oh yeah, you have to.
Wait a minute now. This whole thing, listen to me now, everybody, is to the -2. So what do I have to do to that whole thing? Shh. I want Cole to answer. No, I have to move it first. You have to move it to the bottom. You hear me? Hold up and just listen. All right? Do you agree? This whole quantity, come on now, I need everybody to pay attention. This whole quantity is being raised to the -2. So I have to move that whole quantity where? To the bottom. All right? So now, right now, nothing's at the top. So there should be a what? 1. Now I have, I'm just going to write it, 3p to the -1, r to the third power, 5p r -2 squared. That's how I want you to think about it. There's nothing in the numerator. If there's nothing in the numerator, is it a 0 or a 1? 1. It's like reducing the fraction 3/6. 3/6 is 1/2. Why is there a 1 there? Same exact principle. All of the simple apply to the complex. All right. Now, Cole, we have to finish. We're going to do the first one. So I'm going to leave a 1 here. And now we're going to knock this one out. Okay?
Oh, so 3
Is what?
27.
Very good. And then it would be p to the
Oh, p to the -3.
good. And then r to the beautiful so far. All right. Now, 5 squared.
Oh, so that would be 25.
Good.
25p squared. R to the -3.
Beautiful. Everybody has that on their paper, right? Like that. Shh, I'm listening. -2 times 2 is -4. Right? You see what I'm saying? Okay. Now listen to me, guys. Listen. I know this sounds weird. Listen to me. 27 times 25 can be done without a calculator.
Oh,
All right? How do I figure that out? I want you to tell me the process. Go. Yes.
do you do 7 times
No. Better than that. Better than that.
well, 425s is 100. So if you just do if you just divide 27 by
That's right. Exactly correct. Listen to what he's saying now, guys. What I'm saying is, think about it like this. And I always try to tell everybody, multiplying by 25 should be easy because think about quarters. If I have 27 quarters in my pocket, right? I have what? 6 what? 675. That's exactly right. $6.75. So that's why it's 675. All right? Always think in terms of money when you're multiplying by quarters. All right? 27 quarters, 4 make 100. So you have 600 plus an extra 3 quarters, which is 675. So 675. Now, tell me what's up next.
so then do the 675 to you have to move the p to the top.
Right? So that would be what now?
P to the third.
Right?
R stays at the bottom.
Good.
R to the third, and then, p squared at the bottom. And R to the third.
Exactly. And now what?
And then you just subtract the p. So it's p to the first power.
I know. And then, look, if you know that, you are in fantastic shape. All right. Now just find your mistake. Find your mistake and fix it. Very good. Very good. All right, that was hard. All right, that was very hard. All right, now let's take a look at which number was that?
52.
All right. So now we're on 54. Okay, so Ellis, you get to tell me about 54 here real quick. Shh, shh, shh. All right, here we go. Now 54 is actually not as hard because it's being raised to the -1. All right, so because it's being raised to the -1, what does that mean? I have to do the numerator and the denominator, Ellis? Shh. Yeah, you just have to flip it. And then it's going to be raised to the first power. Well, raising something to the first power, does that matter? No. So she is 100% correct. We are going to write -4, A -2, B -5, C -7, over 2, A -2, B 4, C squared. Now, all I did was I switched them because every single one of them was to the -1st power. All right? Now, a little bit easier. All right, so tell me about first the fraction. What do I reduce the fraction to? Positive or negative? Yes. So we're going to do -2 over 1. That's right. They all go to the bottom. So she's going to put A squared, B to the 5th, C to the 7th. Right? That's correct. That's exactly correct. All right, so now what happens? Now, come on now. A squared over A squared. Yes, they cancel. Very good. Crossed out. All right. B, wait a minute. Look at your B's now. Shh, shh, shh. Yes. That's it. No. All right. You can. Put a 1 there. That's perfectly fine. All right. What time's the bell ring? No, 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 no.
5 minutes.
After,
One more problem.
We go to 56.
hey, we're doing 56. Thank you, Caroline, for reminding me.
Wow, man. See what you do after last thing?
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Now, you're up. So what do I... Shh. Yes. Hold up a second. Let me get the boys under control. Okay, so... Four to 0 is just what? Right. There we go. Now.
And so yeah, the fraction is 2.
So now we're raising. What are we going to do? Simplify first. We're going to do the powers first. Okay. So.
8C and then -12.
Good. Perfect.
Oh wait.
Yes. 1. 1. No.
And then C.
And then. Yes. Now remember, 1 cubed is 1 times 1 times 1. You hear me? You almost said 3. You with me?
Yeah.
1 cubed. Did you hear what I said? 1 times 1 times 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
And so then you gotta move those. So it's
Hold on a second. We got a question. What?
Isn't it C to the 8th?
Why do you want C to the 8th?
On the bottom of the fraction.
No, because you actually did 2. I appreciate it, but I got it. Power to power, you multiply. 2 times 3 is 6, not 2 cubes.
Oh, right. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Just be quiet. We know everybody in here has made a mistake. It's not a big deal. All right? Not a big deal at all. Come on. All right, now, what am I doing?
So then you gotta move things.
Yep.
So it would be 8 on the top,
Good.
and then C to the 18.
Very good. Very good.
D to the 24th,
Wow.
and then F to the 3rd.
Wow. Feels good, doesn't it? Very nice. That's really, actually very hard.
Can we just
Very hard. No, tomorrow I'll look at it. All right. Very, very, very good, guys. Very good take. All right.
My little
Your homework in math. Listen, I want you to,
eat a cookie.
yeah, have a cookie tonight.
And pizza.
Just remember, Mr.